Hello, and welcome back to NewsLine. This week, we cover just how much your tuition fees go to the athletics program, and later on, we're going to talk about some exciting new changes and how Boise State students see them.
And hear about how the Kavanaugh case connects to a former professor at Boise State. Plus, don't miss Brendan Serrano with your Bronco sports update. These stories and more coming up next on your Boise State Newsline for the week of October 10th, 2018. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Newsline. I'm Lily Crolius.
And I'm Doug Mason. Every year, when students pay their tuition, the combined fees generally cover the regular academic and administration student services costs. However, Cameron Pepin talks a little bit more to that. He's from the Arbiter, and he reported that, quote, "The fees that cover the collegiate athletics and spirit squad is more than we may have thought. Statistically, each student pays $115.70 to cover the cost of athletics and the spirit squad, $39.50 for University Health Services, $64.19 for campus rec, and $99.62 for a student activity fee." Boise State Vice President and Chief Financial Officer Mark J. Heel says the fee to support athletics and the spirit squad is not simply a charge for student tickets, it actually supports the athletics programming. The last hearing regarding this matter was on February 20th of this year. That discussed campus rec, meal plans, and parking and student activity fees. On that same day, there was a tuition fee schedule hearing at the Stuckey Sky Center. This hearing went over topics such as campus recreation, meal plans, parking and student activity fees, and many other things. Kurt Apsey, Boise State Director of Athletics, stated, quote, "Every full-time student pays a grand total of $263 a year from their tuition. That only covers around 8%, which is around $3.2 million of the entire athletic program. This is compared to the Idaho State University, whose fees are towards the athletic programs totaling $279, and University of Idaho, which asks for $276. We're beating them. These fees also fund student groups such as the Spirit Squad and the Corral. This allows the student groups to distribute shirts to the rowdy audiences and give out $500 worth of free food vouchers through Aramark, who is our partner. On Saturday, October 6th, Boise State had yet another sold-out home game against San Diego State University. As paying students, all we can hope for is that the money we pay is going towards something we can all use.
Brett Kavanaugh is now U.S. Supreme Court Justice. He had his first hearing just yesterday, but his road to confirmation has lingering effects. While the hearing over sexual assault allegations took place September 27th, a tweet about one case in particular cost a previous Boise State professor his job. Will Rainford, Dean of the School of Social Service at the Catholic University of America in D.C., took to Twitter on the case of Julie Swetnick, who accused Kavanaugh to be a bystander of gang rape. The tweet read, "Swetnick is 55 years old, Kavanaugh is 52 years old. Since when do senior girls hang with freshman boys? If it happened when Kavanaugh was a senior, Swetnick was an adult drinking with and by her admission, having sex with underage boys. In another universe, he would be victim and she the perp." Rainford has since issued an apology and deleted both his Twitter account and Facebook account, but was still suspended from his role as dean until next semester. Politically charged messages are not uncommon, especially on college campuses. A tricky question comes into play regarding faculty members airing their opinions. According to the First Amendment, a public university like Boise State cannot implement censorship. However, private campuses like the Catholic University of America have a right to enforce their own separate policies, but what is too far? It seems that political parties are extremely polarized nowadays, but the line between freedom of speech and hate speech still seems a bit blurred. Associate Professor Dr. Carol Christine Fair at neighboring Georgetown University in D.C. tweeted on the Kavanaugh case as well, but took a very different stance. The tweet read, "Look at this chorus of entitled white men justifying a serial rapist's arrogated entitlement," she wrote. "All of them deserve miserable deaths while feminists laugh as they take their last gasps. Bonus, we castrate their corpses and feed them to swine? Yes. When confronted about her statement, Ferris stated that her opinion was private speech, and Georgetown backed her up, saying, as long as her classroom interactions stay free of bias, her statements are okay. What happens when a professor makes a public statement that may affect how their students interact with them? Should a line be drawn regarding wording of social media messages?
I think that it was kind of unfair for the teacher to just have his tweet censored because he's a professor, and a professor has a voice too.
To an extent, universities should be allowed to kind of be able to monitor and manage who they have as faculty, because if their views don't reflect the views of the university, then that may not be somebody they want working for them.
I don't think it should be censored just because of free speech, right? I think he should know, like, he has a stage, and like to be smart with what he writes, though.
Just making sure the students are safe and that they're getting the education that they're paying for is important.
Okay, so basically they can say whatever they want on social media as long as they stay professional in the classroom. It's kind of the important part.
I think so, but as long as what they're saying is not going to impact the students in a negative light.
Political parties are extremely polarized nowadays, and the line between freedom of speech and hate speech is a bit blurred still. This is an important topic to society, given that it could affect any one of us if we're not too careful. Unfortunately, our former BSU professor of social service, Rainford, found that out the hard way.
Popular local band Corduroy Blue calls it quits. However, the future of Boise music is looking bright. NewsLine's Ray Mullins has the story.
I'm standing backstage at the Hive where a local favorite plays their last show and some rowdy up-and-comers play their first.
Hey, we're Corduroy Blue. If you guys want to come up, you don't have to sit, you can stand, you got legs.
From the Shredder to Boise Music Fest, Corduroy Blue has played it all. Lead singer Cale Brown has been a prominent member of the Boise music scene for years. Now he's taking his show on the road, starting college in Portland.
I'm moving to Portland, so this is our last Boise show. Is actually tonight. Dude, you and my grandma can make like pancakes.
Yeah.
You can like do whatever drummers do. It'll be great.
This past Saturday, the band played their very last show at the Hive, surrounded by fans and friends. While Corduroy Blue was playing their last show, Lux played their first.
I always describe it as if like Muse, Tool, and Evanescence had a baby.
Yeah, that's actually the perfect way to describe it, yeah.
With their unique sound, Lux hopes to take the Boise scene by storm, even playing Tree Fort in the spring. The Boise music scene continues to grow and evolve. We say goodbye to one band,
So much.
and hello to another. I'm Ray Mullins, Boise State NewsLine.
That's a sick story, Ray. That was really cool that he did that.
Did you know he's in a band?
You know, I didn't. However, I heard him ripping on his guitar. I didn't really think it was him, but then out of nowhere, someone was like, Ray is in a band.
He is. It's called Powerhouse, and he also does vocals.
Ray, the guy. That's really cool. Well, actually, you can catch Lux playing their next show, Rock for Mental Health, at Tom Graney's on October 25th. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Nearly 40 new and used textbooks were donated to Veteran Services Lending Library by the College of Engineering before the first week of classes. The program was introduced this year after Corey Anna Smith, academic advisor for the College of Engineering, took some of her students' peer advisors to tour the facilities, as reported by Taylor Rico Peckerell. The Lending Library allows student veterans to rent the textbooks for a semester. There is no fee for students veterans, but the textbooks are returned late or not at all, they will be charged. During the tour, the group noticed that the engineering shelf was empty, which prompted them to start gathering books. The textbooks were a mix of used and new books from different engineering professors, according to Smith. Most students, veteran students included, have a hard time paying for textbooks, and this is an initiative to help that. She grew up in a military household and feels this is a small way to repay those for their military service. The total purchase value of the rental books was a whopping $1,882, and the textbooks that could not be used in the lending library will go back to the library to purchase more textbooks. Part of the peer advising for the College of Engineering includes being able to help Veteran Services, which prompted the trip to beneath the Lincoln parking garage where Veteran Services is located. The library is filled with donated books and is always looking for more books so that student veterans have a wide variety to choose from. The upper division engineering books are usually more expensive and the library can always use more of them. The initiative is new this year, and the donated textbooks will make a big impact on the lending library and give veterans more options for the future. Smith says that in the future, she would love to grow it and see it get bigger, and would like to reach out not only to faculty, but also to students.
That was really cool. Corey Smith donated all that money for those books. That's really cool. Wow, nice of her. Well, I want to ask you a question, Lily, and it is, how is your semester going as this week? How is it?
It is great. You know, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun here with the crew. My classes are going well. I think it's a great semester, and I think it's going to continue being a great semester.
Right? Well, I thought the same thing, so I caught up with some students to see how their midterms are treating them and how they're liking the things on Boise State that's changing, including construction, including many things. It's pretty awesome. Well, Boise State, another summer has come and gone, but it's okay, because I'm all right with it. The leaves are changing, it's beautiful outside. So I thought it was around the same time that I caught up with some Boise State students to hear how their semesters are going, what their majors are, what changes have happened on campus that they like, and what they look forward to for years to come as a Boise resident. Let's hear what they had to say.
My major is MS in civil engineering.
I'm a pre-business major.
I'm a nursing major here at Boise State.
My degree is in media arts with a focus in media production.
Yeah, I noticed the student center is a little easier to navigate. They got a security guard jumping in front of bikes at the quad. That's more entertaining, but I like that.
It's growing in, like I see a lot of different programs, new programs and new facilities for graduate students, especially graduate students showing up. That's what I like about Boise State, and I'm excited about those things.
Well, it is my senior year, so I'm just pumped to be involved with everything that Boise State gives, the football games and community.
Frat parties, I think.
The new esports arena is really exciting. It's going to be great. That coupled along with just the general growth of the esports program. When it was first being formed, I was one of the students who got on board, so seeing it really grow over the past couple of years has been very exciting for me.
Here in the Treasure Valley, there's a certain buzz that you get when you walk on campus at Boise State, and right now in particular it has to do with the Albertsons Library changing on the second floor, the construction that's been happening on campus, but the buzz can also be attributed to just the final weeks before fall turns into winter and students and faculty taking full advantage of it. Here we are on the second floor of the Albertsons Library, and let me tell you, they're obviously preparing for something pretty huge. It's going to be the esports arena, where online gamers are going to come far and wide to play games like Overwatch and Rocket League and many others. But hey, keep this in mind. This isn't the only change on Boise State's campus, and the only way to think about it is through a positive lens. So buckle up, Boise State, because it's going to be a fun semester. From BTV, I'm Doug Mason. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be pretty fun.
Looks like it. Yeah. Now let's hear from our colleague from the Arbiter, Jimena Bustillo, about the Bronco Alert system and what kind of services it provides Boise State campus.
Thank you, Lily. Bronco alerts are issued for situations when there is a threat to life or property, according to Bob Luttrell, Director of Emergency Management for Boise State. The alerts are required due to the Clery Act, a federal law requiring universities to report crime statistics and alert campus of imminent danger, as reported by Grace Paduano from the Arbiter. The Clery Act also requires campuses to send out timely warnings. An example of a timely warning is the email sent out after reports of sexual assaults on campus. Active students, faculty, and staff will automatically receive Bronco alerts through their Boise State email addresses. As for the preferred method of sending Bronco alerts, text messaging, Luttrell has seen a decline in the number of students who are opted in. He says that the university is down to about 45% of students right now, and that really upsets him. Luttrell says that a year and a half ago, they were at 70%. Luttrell said that as requested to do what he calls a pit capture at the beginning of each spring semester, which would require anyone signing into a campus computer to update their information in Bronco Alert. You can say no, but you have to physically say that you don't want to opt in. Luttrell said that he and his staff try to be very sensitive when sending out alerts. With too many alerts, there's the worry that students won't take them seriously. The Bronco alert system has improved in Luttrell's 7 years as Director of Emergency Management. The system used to require him to be on campus to personally send out the alert. Now, there's a better system in place. The alert can be sent out from anywhere, even if campus has no power or internet. Last semester, Luttrell explained that he removed students who only attend the classes online from the Bronco Alert directory. Long-term, Luttrell hopes to coordinate with the provost to make opting in for Bronco Alerts a requirement when registering for fall semester classes. For Newsline, I'm Jimena Bustillo.
Thanks, Jimena. You know, I have Bronco Alerts. Do you?
I do. Now, I hate to admit this. However, multiple times I've put it on Do Not Disturb because there'll be a fire so many miles away, and I know I should care, I really do, but I'll get blown up. But, you know, from now on, might take it off Do Not Disturb because, you know, one of my friends might be in that building, so.
It's true.
You know? Well, we're going to send it on over to our friend Brennan Serrano with the sports update. He's going to talk to us about the game this past weekend. What do we got, man?
Man, it was a tough pill to swallow this past Saturday as Boise State was not able to get out of their own way to the tune of 3 turnovers and a plethora of unforced errors on the way to a very disheartening loss to San Diego State. Here's how it went down. The Broncos came into Saturday's contest looking to make it 2 straight in front of the 4th largest crowd in Albertson Stadium history. However, things would get off to a rocky start as quarterback Brett Rippon throws his first interception of the season. Luckily, the defense would hold San Diego State to just a field goal as the Aztecs take an early 3-0 lead. But special teams comes up big and fortune would swing in the Broncos' favor. However, on this muffed punt that set Boise State up with a 1st and goal midway through the first quarter, which of course had these boys all pumped up and eventually set up this touchdown run 4 plays later by Alexander Madison, his first one of the season. Crowd was super pumped up after that. Boise State would capitalize on the momentum on defense, and in particular, Kekoa Nawahine forces a fumble that would be picked up and returned 10 yards by turnover specialist Tyler Horton midway through the second quarter. But as was the case Saturday, Boise State could not get out of their own way. As he celebrates right here. We couldn't get a chance to get the turnover thrown, unfortunately. They fumble away the punt deep in Boise State territory. San Diego State would recover it. However, of course, the defense comes up big again and forces San Diego State to kick another field goal. This game, San Diego State, now working with momentum, picks off backup quarterback Chase Court for the 2nd interception of the game and sets up this 4-yard touchdown run by San Diego State running back Chase Jasmine. After San Diego State went up 19-7, Alexander Madison bulldozed his way in for his second touchdown of the game, and San Diego State would hold on for a 19-13 victory.
Now at the end, yeah, because he got hit I don't know how many times in the game. So I thought Brett, showed extreme toughness today. The bottom line is he can't protect himself out there, and we've got to be able to do a better job of that, and that didn't happen tonight. As far as being off, I don't know about that. He had a good week of practice, and we knew San Diego State. They're a good defense. They play hard. They mix it up. They do different things that we knew could cause some issues in there, and we had answers. We felt like we had answers for it. So as far as that goes, we just have to do a better job offensively.
Boise State looks to bounce back this Saturday, however, as they travel to Reno to take on Nevada. Kickoff is scheduled for 8:30 and can be seen on CBS Sports Network. Doug?
Thanks, man. Well, kind of a bummer. We lost, but...
Yeah, San Diego State played well. I mean, I watched the game with my dad, and we were both on the edges of our seats in the last quarter. Disappointing, but, can't win them all.
Can't win them all. What are you going to do? Well,
All right, it's been raining these past few days, so let's see what kind of weather we can expect coming up this week with Sam Orozco. Take it away.
Thanks, Lily. So it's only been 10 days into the month, and it's already the wettest October we've had since 2010. But some good news, it is going to be sunny for the rest of the week. So on Thursday, we're going to have a high of 59, a low of 37. On Sunday, it's going to be high of 61, a low of 37. Over the weekend for Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be mid-50s, so it's a perfect chance to go to the pumpkin patch, go on a hayride, drink some apple cider. On Monday, it's going to be high of 59 and low of 35. On Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be mid-60s with a low of 38 on Tuesday and a low of 41 on Wednesday. That's it for the week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, thank you, Sam. However, does it have to be in that order? Like go to the pumpkin patch, enjoy the day, and drink the cider?
Why not all at once?
I mean, maybe all at once, I don't know. I mean, she's just going to have to decide for all of us. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next week because it's going to be another wonderful Newsline.
And while they're presenting, we're going to go out and get some more stories for you. And I'd like to say this wouldn't be possible without our lovely producer, Michelle Belden, and our director, Rachel McFarlane.
That's true. Thanks for watching. I'm Doug Mason.
And I'm Lily Crolius.